Yeah, yeah. Fresh out the cell with a plan and a boo. Anklet beeping, but my heart's beating for you. Let's go. Met her on a prison pen pal site. She said you cute even in that orange light. Now I'm home and I'm free, kinda on probation. She picked me up in a Prius, pure elation. Got a teardrop tat and a heart full of dreams. She brought cupcakes and some government cheese. I said, girl, you a snack, maybe even a feast. She said, you just hungry cause you live with the beast. Love after lockup, wild and free. Got no keys, but she got the key to me. From yard time to FaceTime, look at us glow. From prison phone calls to reality show. Love after lockup, we don't play. Tinder got nothing on JPay. I did my time, now I'm doing hers. Doing laundry and love, both in spurts.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Love After Lockup, Locked Down, where we are covering Season 2, Episode 2. As always, you can find us in our Facebook group at Love After Lockup, Locked Down, or on Instagram at LALU Locked Down. I'm Jennifer.
I'm Lisa.
How you doing today, Lisa?
I'm doing okay. My dog is walking furiously behind me and going back and forth and pacing, and he's looking for the cat.
As some people may have heard in our finale episode, Season 1, Episode 7, my dog was jingling his collar incessantly, so many apologies for that one.
Yeah, that's just the joys of having pets. We can't lock them away just to record. They're like having, I guess, easier children. Does that make sense? And my little old man is downstairs and doesn't want to make it up the stairs to mess with the cat, so he's laying down, and I have the big guy behind me. But you have road work and stuff going on outside your house. They're like, Jen's recording. Let's grind the road.
I feel like that's what they're doing. They're just tearing up the road and they're like, oh, it's time.
Yeah. I'm fighting with our recycling company right now because we pay for our refuse. I don't know if you guys pay for it there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they didn't pick up our recycling and there's no reason for it. And when I called them yesterday to complain, well, I complained by email and I also complained on the phone. They're like, "Oh, well, was there anyone parked in front of the house in front of?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "No one parks in front of our house." And like the street is huge and parking is on both sides. And she's like, "Well, were your cans in the?" I said both cans were facing in the same direction, like they always are, every day for or every week for an entire year now. And they took the garbage but didn't take the recycling. and and I'm like, I want a refund because I pay for this and we own our home, we don't rent. And she's like, okay, I'll contact the supervisor. Well, same thing happened last time where I complained. They told me to leave it out and they still didn't come and get it. And you know what's going to happen is if I leave my can out there for days on end, I'm going to get fined by my city for having my can outside. And then I'm going to have to fight for that fine. So now I harassed them again and I emailed them again and I'm going to call again. I'm going to be like, you're going to take my can and dump it or I want money back. I'm mad.
I'm not sure if we pay for recycling here or not. I feel like we pay for everything else, so we probably do.
Well, ours is the same company. So garbage and recycling goes
Mm-hmm.
hand in hand. So if you're paying for refuse, it's everything.
Oh, yeah, we definitely have to pay for trash.
Yeah, it's expensive. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like it's free. They're not just picking that up for free. It's part of the part of, yeah, garbage disposal, whatever you pay. Ours is called refuse, but it's also coupled in with our water bill, so it's so much money.
I wonder if people everywhere pay for trash service.
No, not at least not everywhere in Buffalo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, unless it's snuck into your mortgage payment, but I mean, not here. Usually, if you're out in the boonies like I am, you definitely pay for your garbage pickup.
This week we're starting with Matt and Caitlin. And because I watched these episodes in reverse order, I have just basic information that we start off with, such as she is an administrative assistant, and they are currently at 1 day to release.
So I didn't catch that she's an administrative assistant, but there's my answer as to what the hell Caitlin does for a living.
She must not make very much if she's having to live with her mom or his mom.
Yeah, unless she's just like, that's what my title is, but I'm not currently employed, but that is what I do. That is what I consider myself. I consider myself a professional administrative assistant. Maybe she went to school for it or something.
It's possible. It's possible that they take whatever they're told and put it up there.
She says it was love at fourth email.
She's reading a letter that he wrote to her.
Eh, yeah, it's uncomfortable. I don't like that when they do that. It's uncomfortable.
I feel like when you write a letter to somebody, you write it to just that person, and you wouldn't want that
Yeah.
person to read it on national television or international television. I don't know if this is aired around the world or not, but
That's embarrassing. And then even like the person reading it out, I don't know. It just seems so juvenile too. It's like, oh, this is the letter he wrote me. Like, look at my handwritten card. These are my drawings.
drawing.
Drawings.
Drawings. Okay. Her friend Kelly comes to pick her up. This is the first time we meet Kelly. And Kelly's boyfriend and Matt were cellmates at one time. So that's how they know each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they're gonna drive out together to pick him up at the gate at 8:30 in the morning. And I think that they said 13 hours they have to drive, right?
13? I did not hear that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I thought that's what she said. I didn't want to go back. I couldn't find my remote, so I didn't go back. I thought that's what she said.
Kelly says that she's jealous because Caitlin only has had to deal with prison and all of that nonsense for 6 months. And she's got, I think she said, 4 years left before her boyfriend gets out. So she's a little salty about the whole situation.
I couldn't figure out whether or not she has was with him outside of prison or not. I didn't catch that. I don't know if it was said in this portion
I didn't catch that,
of the
so
show.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Caitlin says she's confident Matt can change, and I'm sure that that's indicative of what the conversations she had with his mom, because I don't think that she was saying stuff like this until she had all that conversation with mom, you know.
I bet she told her own mother these kind of things too, because her own mother probably said very similar things.
Hmm.
I mean, Matt has spent 10 years in and out of prison.
Yeah, it is a long time. I mean, we said what, for 14, 15 years old. He's been in the system since then.
Yeah,
That's troublesome. Basically, like, her family just was like, "Yeah, if you're gonna be with Matt, you gotta go." And she did,
right.
and she's just like, "It's him or nothing," and
Yeah.
she just walked away. Mhm.
She says she's giving up her entire life for him and has nothing to fall back on. And that is not a good position to be in.
Yeah, I don't know how much she's actually giving up, seeing as how she was living at home. She's giving up relationships with her parents, but she's not really giving up much else. She didn't have things of her own yet. So,
Giving up
and then
an
she's moving in with his mom. Yeah.
right, giving up an unhealthy relationship with her mother, and she didn't mention her father, so
Yeah.
next, we're back to Lizzie and Scott is getting ready to pick Lizzie up. And Adam tells him he looks like a hippie.
I like Adam.
I do too.
I don't know why. I don't know. He just seems like, I don't know. I want to see more of Adam. Scott looked like he was crying, and I don't know why. He was wiping tear wetness on his eyes. I didn't know what he was crying about.
Man, this guy threw up in an orchard because she didn't get out of prison. So him crying is not too far out of the realm of possibility in my mind.
This guy's a freaking mess.
He says he wants to be a stepfather to Jasmine. Jasmine tells him to back off and leave them alone. So she seems less interested in him being a stepfather.
Scott said to his son, "You're going to be a brother." Did you catch that?
He said it to Jasmine. He
Well,
said, "This is,"
he said it's
yeah, yes, he said, This could be your brother.
Oh, okay, okay. I thought he said it to the son.
Oh my God. I felt so bad for Adam because he just wanted to like crawl in a hole. Have you
Oh,
met my son? He could be your brother one day. All right, weirdo.
I don't think they care. I don't think
Mm-mm.
I mean, you get to a certain age that you're just like, you're not like, oh, I really want a brother or sister. That's like the shit you do when you're 5. Like,
Right?
I think you're like this old and you're like, I really wish I had a brother or a sister. I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that they're both only children, but you get to be that age and you no longer care about that stuff.
Right. I would say he's probably more interested in dating her than her being his sister. Speculation, speculation.
Yeah. I thought that I kind of yeah, I didn't want to speak that, but yeah. It's Scott is in a financial mess. Shocker.
Well, when you buy somebody $90,000 worth of drugs,
Mhm. He's again, he's just like until she walks out of the prison, I'm not going to get my heart set on it because of what happened last time. Like he needs to see her walk out of that prison successfully this time. So that he doesn't have to vomit on the side of the road.
Adam finally comes out and says that Lizzie is using his dad for money. So it's
Mhm.
not a I suspect sort of situation anymore. Now he's just saying she's using him.
Yeah. I noticed Scott was all spiffy in his nice long sleeve dress shirt. Still has that hippie ponytail. They show this black van, but we don't see the outcome. We have to wait a little bit longer for what happens with that black van arriving.
And Scott says they've met, and I quote, maybe 2 times. I don't believe for a second that he doesn't know every minute that he has spent with her.
Yeah. And I mean, 2 times, it's not like, "Oh, well, that's like if you've only met 2 times, you know those 2 times, you know those exact 2 times. It's not like, well, we say over the span of such or what is it, 3 years,
3 years.
they've met you're not saying, "Oh, we've met 15 times." No, I mean, you're not you could get confused over that. It could be have been 13 times or 16 times, but 2 times is 2 times. It's
Exactly.
2. It's 2.
Unless it's one. Maybe
Oh.
it's one, but it may be two.
It's like the rule of what is it? The rule of threes from American Pie.
Oh, I don't
You
remember
remember
that.
that?
No.
Like how many people you've had sex with? For women, if they say 3, it's probably more than 3. For men, if they say 3, it's less than 3. I think that's how it goes.
Oh, next we're back to Tracy and Clint. And we notice that he drives a very nice car to a very nice house, which we soon realize is not his house, but he comes from money and he's an only child.
Yeah. I we haven't seen where he lives yet, right? I don't think that they showed it
Yeah, I don't
yet.
think so.
We've only seen we've seen where he works and we've seen mom and dad's digs, but that's it.
Right. Yeah.
Clint is 110 sure. Wow. Clint is 110% sure about Tracy and marrying her, and he's been saving up for this. He's been
He's
saving
yeah.
his tips or whatever he does.
For 3 or 4 months he's saved up for this trip, but no shocker here, his mom paid for the plane tickets.
And I wrote in bold letters man child and underlined it a million times.
Can you imagine being his mother, though? How hard all of this must be for her to have her only son be making such horrible decisions, one right after another.
Well, I mean, we don't know anything about the other wife, but we did meet the one. We don't know what happened. I mean, I don't know if we will find out, but I, he doesn't seem like a catch to me. I'm sorry. He just doesn't. Thus far, he does not seem like a catch. For this man to now be on a third marriage, I'm like, well, how?
Well, the mom says she doesn't know why Tracy's interested in him because he doesn't have any money to take.
Yeah, I didn't catch that, but okay, that says a lot right there. Mom gives him her credit card and says, "Don't go wild."
She did say it's his credit card, so his mother is keeping his credit card.
Okay, because she goes, you gotta pay it.
Yeah.
So she's whole again with the man child. She's holding his credit card. It must be maybe he's had problems with spending in the past or can't control his own money,
Do you
and he's
think
gotten himself in trouble
do you
or
think
something.
that maybe the problem is he makes poor decisions?
Oh, do you think? She says you can't overcharge on it. Okay.
Jeez. The mom admits to doing a background check on Tracy.
Oh man.
I would too. Like, if your only son, not even your only son, if any of your sons were talking to a prison inmate and deciding they're going to marry them the next day and they haven't even met yet.
I'd be going absolutely nuts. I would be going no, we'd be fighting. It depends on what son it is and how it would go. But
Somehow he managed to get her a 1 carat engagement ring for $2,100.
mhm.
Doesn't that
And
seem low?
yeah. No, no. Probably a low quality diamond or I don't know. Maybe a weird shape, a shape people don't like, something maybe on clearance or I mean, I feel like you could go to J.C. Penney and probably get a $2,100 1 carat diamond ring. It
Probably,
could be
but
also it could be 1 carat in total, not
total
the
weight.
main diamond. Yeah, like the main diamond is small and then there's little diamonds on the band.
That would make sense. If he went to Penny's, he probably got total weight
Mhm.
for 1 carat. That would make sense.
You can get diamond rings at Walmart too. You can get engagement rings at Walmart. They're not bad looking either.
His dad said he's worried about unreciprocated feelings. He's worried that Clint is going to be very in love with Tracy, and Tracy is not going to feel the same way.
Yeah, I wrote cute doggy.
This is also where we learn that Clint calls Tracy his goddess,
Yes. Mhm.
which I think he might wholeheartedly believe.
He says he's never been so sure about anyone in his life. Okay, so I'm sure he said this last time and then the first time. I, because you only get so many loves of your life, but sometimes men have multiple.
Love of your early life, your midlife, and your late life.
Yeah. This was my first love of my life. This is my second love of my life. This is my third and final love of my life.
Unless I live too
Promise.
long.
She
Next,
dies, I'll have a fourth one.
next we are back to Megan, Michael, and Sarah. Sarah is a student and a waitress, and Megan is a home health care worker. Megan, Megan is wedding dress shopping with her friends.
Yeah, Michael's her dream guy.
I can't imagine why, but that is true.
I mean, he said he wanted her to be his wife over the phone because how else was he going to say it to her?
Yeah, I mean, unless she came to visit him, that's the only option he has. But she does say she wants a real proposal.
Yeah. I mean, there was pictures of them standing together, so they have seen each other in person and touched. I don't know if she said how many times they've seen each other, but I did see a photo.
I don't remember how many times, if she did say. But they cut to Sarah, who also happens to be shopping for a wedding dress.
I was cracking up the scene. Oh man, this show was doing them dirty.
It really was. When they're laying it out, I mean, these two women don't know about each other at all. and to line up their wedding dress shopping.
And Sarah says she doesn't know if she's more excited to see him or have sex with him. And meanwhile, Megan's on her sex chair learning how to have sex for the first time with Michael.
If she's not sure whether she wants to see him or have sex with him, that D must be fire.
I mean, they did have that 2.5-year-old baby that Megan's not concerned about.
It was weird because they said that he's been in for 2 years, but then Sarah says it's been 3 years. So I'm not sure. I wonder if this is more kind of like Andrea math.
Yeah, it's been 3 years since they've been intimate. So he's been in for two, and there could have been a breakup in there. What I was thinking. Maybe there was a slight breakup, but so baby's 2.5 years old. He's been in for how many years did we say? 2 years. Baby's 2.5. It's been 3 years since they've been intimate. So I don't know. I'd have to think about that.
I think they're just kind of fudging up the months and it's
Hmm.
all I think they were together when he went in. But
Yeah.
they cut back to Megan and she talks again about being a virgin and that she's so excited to have sex with Michael. She again says that he's very honest. And I feel like the show just takes every opportunity when either Sarah or Megan say something nice about Michael and they put it up there like, girl, you don't even know, but you're going to find out and we're going to record it. That's how I feel when they keep showing back and forth. Like they're trying to make them in a competition.
Yeah. I oh man. I want to say Michael is just an ultra scumbag because I feel like we still don't know where this cousin thing happened, but Michael, I feel, heard the word virgin and was just like, okay, I have to have this girl because he's just being a scumbag.
Yeah.
You know, it's just so gross. It's just so gross. But at this point, we don't put anything past him because we know what he's doing. Um, Sarah was trying on a really pretty dress, I thought.
Sarah is a lot prettier than she thinks she is. I feel like she might
Mhm.
have some self esteem problems or issues, maybe not necessarily problems, but some issues that are affecting her decision making.
Yeah, Megan says she trusts Michael, and then Sarah literally says she doesn't fully trust Michael. It, but Sarah says she feels blessed. Like, okay, what? You know, we find out about what Michael has done to her later on,
Right.
and this just proves that. She the only thing she's blessed about is her daughter, you know.
Right. She got her daughter. She should move on.
She got her daughter.
Sometimes you just got to cut and run.
Mhm.
So next up are Brittany and Marcelino out of Las Vegas, Nevada. And Brittany is 27 and Marcelino is 40. He is a writer and she was in for conspiracy to commit burglary for 2 years.
Yeah, he's with his friend and there's a big ass boat. We
Yeah.
find out Marcelino served 4 years in the Marine Corps. Here's another thing, another one of those like authority figures with an inmate, and yeah.
He says it's always been easy for him to get female attention. I don't think Marcelino is unattractive. He just doesn't strike me as either. Like the pictures of him, he looked very different, and I could see where he would have been a model. It's just when he was on the show, that's not the first thing that popped into my head.
I feel like he probably did okay in the club. You know what I mean? Like he looks like a guy that would be attractive to women like when
Right.
they're out and they're drinking and they're
Hmm.
partying.
Yeah.
I don't know if he looks like if you met him at work or whatever, if he'd be like marriage and baby daddy material. But if you were out and you were partying for the night, I'm pretty sure he did have it easy. You know, picked up a lot of women.
Oh, I have no doubt. I mean, he looked like somebody who could score at the club without much
Mhm.
problem.
Yeah.
But beyond that female attention, he decided that if he was really going to commit to a relationship, he would need to abstain. And so his magic number was a year. He abstained for a year before Brittany is getting out.
Mhm. Yeah, we have another virgin here, reborn virgin.
How long does it take before you become a reborn virgin?
Yeah, I don't know. We have to see your I guess your vagina tightens and I don't know, your balls shrink. I have no idea.
You guys can email us and let us know exactly how long it takes to be a
Yeah.
virgin again.
Yeah, message us on Facebook or go into into the Facebook group and let us know how long it takes. Brittany is a four-time felon.
That's a lot. And in some places, I think that that's enough to get you life. If I'm not mistaken, it's just three strikes, you're out.
Wow. This is a bad girl. He's been writing her for a year, and they've spent a total of 4 hours in person in 11 months.
I have, okay, so I have a different stat here. I have 11 hours a week for 3 to 4 months.
Oh, really?
I wonder what it
I don't
is.
know.
It's one of those two, maybe.
It's one of those two. I thought he said 4 hours in 11 months, but I was like, maybe I
It's
had it wrong.
it seemed to me like he was really dedicated to this. They met on meetaninmate.com, which several of our people have. And I think the thing that I like about Marcelino is he just keeps talking about her potential. He sees so much potential in her. And
He's gonna change her.
having a strong partner makes a big difference. I mean, we both know that. Having somebody who supports you and is there for you.
I mean, robbery and conspiracy, Grand Theft Auto. What? I mean, this is crazy. This one. He's gonna just reform her. Uh,
Well, he talks about how she ran away from home when she was 12 years old. So she's been on her own since she was 12. Can you even imagine? 12?
I mean, she must have been committing crimes to survive. That's all I can think of. Um, and she also tells him that she's had relationships with women, so
Right.
he's nervous about that one.
I wonder if that's a situation that makes men more nervous or excited. Like,
I'll talk to you about something later, but I mean, I've in my what I've heard from someone, but yeah, it doesn't make them confident. Let's just put it that way. He waits for her every Friday at the prison for her call. So he talks to her on the phone while he's outside of the prison.
which is kind of sweet, actually.
It is, yeah, but that's a commitment, man. I mean,
I guess it
I
depends how far he lives from the prison.
yeah.
And then he cries. But does he, though? Was he actually crying?
I don't know. Is this just I can't tell if he's the type of guy to be crying about a woman that he barely know. I don't know.
I don't feel like
I,
he was necessarily faking it, but I felt like maybe they were like, we need more emotion. You know what I mean? So he's like,
yeah,
oh, okay, I'll cry.
yeah. It's another case of the lost folder. Tomorrow they finally get to spend the rest of their lives together. So she's getting out tomorrow.
One day. Next, we're back to Lizzie and Scott. So Adam, Jasmine, and Scott wait for Lizzie outside of the prison, and she finally arrives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Scott's nervous. She gets out of that black van and she jumps on Scott and nearly freaking kills the guy.
What did she think
Knocks
was
his
going to
tooth out.
happen? Yes.
He's
She
like, I just got that one put in. That's freaking expensive, man. I mean, and she's not paying for it.
Oh, I bet that cost him $1,000.
Oh, and he can't find it. They can't find it.
Right. And she's just like, "Oh, it's fine." Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, I'd be pissed.
She
Like,
says, We'll get you a new one. Don't worry about it. Oh, that's not how that
Mm-hmm.
works.
Yeah. Let's sell some of your shoes. It's got a new tooth. Um, he says being in Scott's arms is a rush. I doubt it.
I just have a lot of trust issues with her right now.
I have a problem with the fact that she hugged Scott before she hugged her daughter.
Scott's the one with the money.
Yeah. I think that spoke volumes. And if I were her daughter, I would have been pretty upset and understandably.
I agree.
Hmm.
Back to Tracy and Clint, and he is getting measured. And I love that his mom asks the seamstress, is that what you would call her?
Is that like appropriate?
I don't know, because as soon as I wrote it, I was like, that seems like that might not be right and could
Old timey
accidentally insult somebody.
shop lady.
But she asks her if she's single. And then, of course, he's got to tell the seamstress that she's in prison because that's a thing we do,
Yep. Again, yet again. I wrote tells random shop girl about how he met Tracy.
right? I feel
So I
like
called her shop girl.
I feel like whether he had the cameras around him or not, he probably would have told everybody anyway. Like I think that the show encourages them to tell people, but I feel like he would have said something
Uh,
anyway.
yeah. I mean, not all of them do this, so I don't know. It's just like, yeah, you look crazy. Why don't you just tell this person that you're how you met your significant other and just wing it? Yeah, tell the 7-Eleven clerk.
Right. When you go in to get gas. By the way, my girlfriend's getting out in 2 days from prison.
Yep. Also buy a pregnancy test and puke in the garbage can while you're at it.
For the receptionist.
Receptionist.
The gas station receptionist. Next, we have Megan, Michael, and Sarah. And Megan is getting ready to go see him,
Yeah, she's excited to get married. He's getting released on Wednesday, and she bought a dress for when he gets out.
which I think we would all do. If we were going to pick our man up from prison, we would all buy ourselves a new dress.
Oh, yeah.
She says she knows the relationship is forever.
Oh, me too.
Forever and ever. Then they cut over to Sarah, who's with her friend doing yoga in the park.
Yeah, Sarah apparently has lost some weight and is changed her look
This
since
is
Michael and her have been together.
Yeah, she's lost a significant amount of weight. She lost 40 pounds in the last 2 years.
Hmm. So, do you want to drop the bombshell or do you want me to?
This is all you. Let's have it.
So I wrote very large. They are already legally married. And she says
Yeah.
her husband is a ladies' man and he's been unfaithful. Shocker.
Shocker. Her poor friend is devastated by this news.
Hmm.
And they got married in prison, which is interesting because, as we talked about earlier, Megan met him 6 months after he went in. So, did he meet Megan and then get married?
It's crazy. Like again, math ain't mathin'. It's this one's weird.
Right.
See, but it's everything's tight on this one. So it could be like a little off, a little off. It's not like
Hmm.
this is a span of a long time.
Right.
This is 3 years. So someone's just could be saying, oh, it might have been this or I don't know, but something's overlapping here.
I would like to know how it all went down, but I don't know that we would get a real answer on it. Sarah says again, and I think, like I said before, they just push every single time one of the women says anything nice about Michael. But Sarah says she knows that he will be loyal to her, which is curious because she just said that he's a ladies' man and has been unfaithful.
Yeah, she's contradicting herself like almost constantly.
Right.
Several times she has.
Have you ever seen someone try to defend their significant other when they know they're wrong?
No, I used to do it. I mean, yeah, absolutely. You're fooling yourself, but yet you know the truth. It's
Right.
like it depends on your mood or something. So here comes the name of the episode and why it's named what it is, which is the shit.
$12,000 lie.
Yep, the $12,000 lie. So Megan has spent $12,000 on phone calls to Michael.
Phone calls.
Yeah.
Not even commissary, phone calls.
Yeah, we don't even know what else she spent. We have no idea. So it's never been spoken about. That's a lot for a young girl who's just a what did we say, a home health aide or
Yeah,
something?
home health care worker. Yeah.
They don't make a lot of money.
No.
Lot. She wants to get married as soon as possible because she loves him, not knowing that he's already married, and that's illegal. I think at least
Illegal.
it's illegal where they are.
This is a problematic situation, to say the least.
Yeah.
We're back to Matt and Caitlin, and she's getting ready to go pick him up. And girl has a massive amount of luggage. What is she taking?
Yeah, I don't know if they said, well, this does say that they probably are 13 hours away, because if they're 13 hours away, they probably are staying for a little bit, or maybe we haven't even spoken about like how, some of the parolees, they have to stay where they are for a certain amount of time. We didn't hear any of that, so we don't know how long she's staying, if he has to stay there, if he can come right home. We didn't hear any of that. But yeah, she looks like she's staying for at least a little bit.
A minute, yeah.
Mhm.
They've been together for 5 months, and I think we mentioned this in the last episode. She's visited him 4 times.
Yeah. And Kelly is going to see her boyfriend too.
Right.
So there's a road trip, 2 reasons. Caitlin's impatient and anxious. Makes sense. She wants to she says she wants to count all of his freckles and his scars and his toes. She wants to make sure he has 10 toes.
She's interesting character.
If he had 9 toes, would she still marry him?
She arrives at the prison, and 2 officers come up to her car and tell her that she has to leave the grounds. But she mentioned that she had called in advance to find out how she was going to pick him up. So she says she did exactly that. And she did go to one of those intercom systems and let them know what she was doing. So it was really intimidating for these 2 correctional officers to come out to her car and be like, "You need to leave."
They were basically like, "You're not supposed to be here. Like, how did you get here?" Almost like it was kind of terrifying. But they literally told her, okay, and they let her in. And then they're like, "You can't be here."
Right. She said she called, and that's what they told her to do. Then she goes to the speaker, and that's what they told her to do. And then they come and kick her out, which, whatever. But I thought her arguing with them, I was like, just go. Like,
Hey,
I,
go. I would not. I would have been like, bye.
her,
And then they're like, we just release him into the world, into
yeah, into the community. And she's like, what does that
the
mean?
community.
Into the
But you
community.
see, yeah, but you do see these people, like they show up in this random car and they drop them off on the side of the damn road. No one ever is in the prison on the grounds getting their man or their woman. They're usually out somewhere in the middle of a road, and they're just like, here's your person. They just dump them.
Across
And
the
I
street.
don't know if it's, yeah, I don't know if it's so that they don't, some of them don't have anywhere to go, and so they don't hang around on the grounds, or I have no idea what that's about. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Mhm.
She starts crying and then appears to be driving away, which, if you're releasing him into the community, here's the thing. I would not drive away. I would park across the street or stay close because I don't know what into the community means. Are you going to let him walk out the door? Are you going to drive him 20 miles? Like, follow, you'd have better luck following a van that came out of there that you thought was him over just driving away.
Well, yeah, I mean, and odds are he's going to, well, we don't know. We don't know if he has his own phone or if he's using like a prison something to talk to her. But at some point, when he gets released into the wild, he's going to be able to get to a phone and call her so he can
Right.
let her know. It's like he's going to wander around going, "Oh, I don't know what to do because Caitlin's not here." Like he's going to call mom or somebody, and somebody's going to get a hold of Caitlin. But yeah, go away and sit close and watch.
Close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seemed like she was leaving. To me, it had the I'm driving far away feeling to it.
Yeah. She was like sitting there, and I'm like, dude, go. Like, remember Mary, how she was like so intimidated because she said that they're scary? Well, that was
Yeah.
scary.
It was scary. I wasn't even there and I was intimidated.
Yeah. Caitlin's just like, well, duh, duh, duh. Like, what's the community?
Fair questions, but I don't understand what happened. I feel like we missed something because why are they so aggressive with her? And maybe that's just the way correction officers are. I don't know.
I think somebody missed the boat and let her in. I don't know, but she definitely wasn't supposed to be in there.
Yeah, they did
We
not
got
like
that.
that. Mm-mm.
You're just like, why are you here?
You need to go to the community. We'll
Yeah.
see you there.
We'll see you at the community.
Who's your VIP for this episode?
Scott's tooth. Because
Scott's
I really, yeah, I really want them to find it. I want to know if they found his tooth. I want it back in his mouth. I know that those things are super expensive. And I know we had the conversation about how my fear of having to go toothless and how I would immediately need tooth,
just one tooth.
teeth, no matter what it took. I DoorDash for 10 hours a day to get teeth.
I don't know. Our medical system is so messed up. There are quite a few people out there who don't have the ability to get teeth.
I would find a freaking way. Who's telling you? Who's your VIP?
My VIP is Clint for his Chihuahua vibe.
That is a great way of putting it. I'm going with deer, but Chihuahua's yeah. Yeah, he's a Chihuahua deer hybrid. Any animal that blinks stares.
Poor guy. But at what point in time do we stop saying poor him, poor her, and it's just like these are the repercussions of the decisions you're making?
Yeah, and like we said, it's the children, well, I mean, I don't want to call them children. The young adults seem to have more sense than the parents
Yeah, in some
do.
cases, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's about it for this week's episode. If you enjoyed the podcast, head over to Apple or Spotify to rate and review. If you'd like to continue the conversation, join our group on Facebook at Love After Lockup Locked Down. Listen every Wednesday wherever you find your podcasts and keep those notifications on to be the first to catch bonus episodes.
And in the meantime, don't fall in love.
And don't get locked up.
First date at Walmart, keeping it low. Told the clerk, don't judge me, I'm on parole. I brought roses, okay, one rose from a gas station. She said, "Aw, babe, now that's validation." We be vibing in a halfway suite. Microwave dinners, romance elite. She my ride or die, she brought me a phone. Even snuck it in once, pre-release song. She hold me down like a key-o with charm. Except she don't mace me or twist my arm. We write vows in Sharpie on my court docs. Judge said no contact, but we beat the clocks. Love after lockup, cuffed and proud. Matching jumpsuits, now we rockin' the crowd. She said, don't mess up, I said, bet. Now we're TikTok stars with no regrets. So here's the love and second chance thrill. From a concrete bed to Netflix and chill. They said, don't catch feelings, but I caught a case of butterflies, girl, not just in one place. Ankle monitor beep. Oops, curfew gotta bounce.